lowrider. I'm not a morning person, guys. Can't really see it in this lighting, but I totally caved in my lift gate loading this trailer. I mean, I was rushing to load this trailer. I mean, really not too shabby for what it is I found.
Starting route to 180 North Troll Road.
So, you guys know what an addiction is, right? You know, like if you had a buddy that was addicted to donuts and addicted, you know, to eating unhealthy, and it just wasn't good for him, you guys wouldn't like wave, you know, a dozen Krispy Kremes in front of him. You wouldn't like, you know, go get a big old stack of flapjacks, you know, wave it in front of him if he was trying to eat healthy, you know, trying to do right. You wouldn't do that to him, right? Well, then y'all need to stop sending me links to SS Impalas for sale. I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow. You know, I'm trying to focus on one. Oh, man. But then you see it and you see the ad and you're like, well, I'll try to respond, you know? Like, you know, I was given some excuses. I'm like, well, I got sent a screenshot of a for sale ad. And, you know, it was a private group. Couldn't get in. And try to message the dude, but since we're not friends, it wasn't going through, you know, taking a while. It usually does. So I had all these excuses. Told my buddy, I'm like, I can't get a hold of the guy. So what's he do? You know, in the style of a true friend, sends me the dude's phone number and says, I told him you'll be calling. I'm like, oh, right on. Right on. So I called him, expecting him to, you know, to not answer. Picked up like second ring, all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Yellow. I'm like, hey, you still got the Impalas? There's an S on there. So yes, I do. Like, oh, really? Isn't that a shame? So here we are. So I went and got one last night. Well, not last night, like late afternoon yesterday. And I forgot my memory card for my camera. I brought the camera, no memory card. And it's this kind of stuff like this kind of hectic, because like when you get the ad, you get the deal, you got to run. I mean, you just got to grab a handful of cash and you got to get after it. So that's what I did, and in the slew of all that, in the middle of all that, I forgot the memory card. So I'm bringing y'all along this morning to go get the other one. So you see it when we get there, and I'll take you over and show you the one that I got yesterday. So, 2 64 SS's, both SS's. The one I got last night, the guy said it was a California car, I believe. A lot of information coming at you. But it's got Iowa plates on it from the 70s. But no title on this one, but all the bonded title paperwork, or the abandoned vehicle paperwork, has been filled out. And it's a tow yard where the cars were at, so he has ownership of it through the abandoned vehicle paperwork, and he's transferred that over to me. So let's get this trip over with, and I'll show you guys some Impalas. Made it. Two-hour drive. I'm still no more awake than when I started. It's got the usual. But it's here. Got some caps, huh? Oh yeah. He said the frame was broken up front, but just wonder if this one turns over. And why else would you have a new battery in it? Maybe they were trying to get it running. Look at that mud flap. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool little truck. Alright, let's get this thing loaded. This is also included in the deal. Canadian frame roller. So I'm gonna have to come back for this. Which is kind of a shame. I can't take this too. But no biggie. Just have to come back for it. But yeah, I talked to the guy who actually redid this thing. Said it was redone in Pour 15 back in 2009. But obviously you can tell it's been sitting outside for a couple days. But he said it was a virgin Arizona frame in 97. You can tell. She ain't a virgin anymore. It's been cut. But they did put the front shock holes back together. But yeah, I'll have to come back for that. She looks good riding back there. You know, if I could get paid for eating gas station pizza and picking up 64s, it'd be a pretty good life. pulling pretty good. It's nice that the doors all latch. Well, minus the trunk. The trunk doesn't latch. But the hood shuts and all the doors shut, so it's a pretty easy one to pull. So like I said, this one is one of two that I picked up. Look at that grill. That's about the straightest grill I've seen on an original Impala. I mean, that sucker's nice. So it does have a little frame rot right there, but the rest of the frame looks pretty good. I'm not saying I would fix that, but if you were daring, you might get away with it, but I would just put another frame under it. That's got some weird rot that isn't too common. Doors, the edge of the doors here, it's rotten. Kind of a weird spot. Yep, it's an Iowa car, needs floors. But you can get a floor pan for this for about 1,200 bucks. Full floor pan, firewall, all the way up to there. Comes with the inner rockers and all the bracing and everything. So that's not the end of the world. Needs seats. Does have the panels. Pretty nice steering wheel actually. Has all the SS trim on the dash. Original radio, which is nice. The car looks like it's pretty much untouched, minus somebody robbing the interior out of it, like they were getting ready to restore it or something. Like they pulled the interior out to start doing the floors and then sold the car or just gave up on it. But the headliner has disappeared just by, you know, old age. Door's still shut good. Trunk we seen in there, but it's not terrible. Rear bumper's decent, get a little bit of rust, but I've seen worse. Quarters are actually pretty solid on it. Same thing on this side, that door. Just a weird spot for it to rest. Yeah. So this one has, it's a giant mud flap. Now this one has an original title. So one owner, bought out of Iowa, stayed in Iowa, and yeah, I got the original title signed by the original owner. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I posted it up for sale, which is just difficult for me to do, so bear with me on that. I did post it up for sale for $3,500 if anyone's interested. That's what it would take to take this away from me. Because let's be real, I can't save them all as much as I'd really like to. It's just not in the budget and not in the time to do that. So yeah, I had to grab this thing, head straight to the shop. Now you can see my dented tailgate a little better. Just crushed her. So got this thing, headed straight to the shop. You can see the sun's going down. It didn't take that long to get this thing here, but had to get back to work. It seems like every time I start making videos again, posting up stuff where I'm not like, you know, just killing myself at the shop, everybody reaches out like, hey man, what's the status on my car? Which I get it. Everyone wants to check up on their cars, but it seems like it gets real heavy after I post something where I'm not, you know, all the way at the shop going a million miles an hour. So I had to get back to the shop, do a little work today. I'd like to take you over and show you the other 64, but that won't be tonight. It's at my dad's house. He's got a pretty decent sized yard. I don't. So I'd like to take you over there and show you that. But again,
I gotta work. Gotta get these things painted so I can get this car done tomorrow. But this is the thing. I just don't have any time. Always doing something. So that car is for sale if anybody wants it. 3500, has a title. What you see is what you get. It's got the motor in. I believe it's 327. I haven't really dove into it to check it out for sure, but the guy told me it was a 327. I know the 283s look similar, but I believe it is a 327. It's got a newer battery in it. I haven't tried to turn it over or anything like that. I don't know anything about it. But if I get that thing unloaded and it sits on the ground, I'm gonna grow real attached to it, and I'm gonna not want to sell it. So it might not be for sale for very long. So that's it. And yeah, just to touch on that, if you guys see me, the guys, you know, where I got your cars, if you guys see me doing stuff like something other than just going balls out at the shop, don't take offense to it. I'm still a human. I work 7 days a week, but I every once in a while I'll take a few hours to go do something for myself. That might be on a Monday, it might be on a Wednesday, it might be in the middle of the week, but I don't take days off. I work 7 days a week, so sometimes I gotta do something for myself, but it just seems like here lately, especially if I post something up on Facebook or YouTube about me doing something for me or not working at the shop, I'll get like 10 messages about what's status of my car, what's going on. I'm a one-man band, guys. Believe it or not, this is the stuff that keeps me in business. The custom car work is not the stuff that keeps me in business. It just, I don't know how else to put that. I can't charge enough to make it worth it. Like that Lincoln frame swap, I charged $1,500 to swap the frame. For that to actually keep me above water, that would have had to have been an $8,000 job. Just no questions. It would have been an $8,000 job to swap that frame. But it wasn't, and I don't believe in charging people to learn, but that's why stuff takes a little longer, especially the custom stuff. I like doing it, don't get me wrong. I enjoy doing it, kind of breaks up the boring, you know, Buick lacrosse hoods and stuff. But just understand, it is back burner stuff, and it has to be. Even on a $20,000 restoration, I can do 10 of these jobs and make that, and I can do 10 of these jobs in a week and a half versus 8, 10, 12 months on a $20,000 restoration. So it is what it is. If you guys want me to stay in business and keep rocking, keep doing what I'm doing for the prices I'm quoting, this is how it has to be. So I gotta focus mainly on this kind of work, and if I step out of the shop for a minute, don't get offended, because I want your car out of my shop as much as you want your car back home. So got a couple foes. There goes the budget for the parts that I was talking about. Like I said, you guys gotta stop sending me stuff, man. I was ready to buy some parts, and they're like, hey, look at these 2 64 SS's. Like, I'm gonna say no. No, I appreciate the tips. Tomorrow I'll try to get over to my dad's place and film that other 64. And it's a little more solid than this car. But I like this car more. I don't know why. I like this car more, even though the other one has a full interior in it. It just needs the front floorboards and the trunk pan. But it has collision damage on the driver's side. Maybe that's it. None of my 64s, I have 6 of them. Basically, if you count the cut-up convertible, I have 6 of them. Not a single one can I sit down on a seat in it and hold the steering wheel. Not a single one. Is that a sign? It might be a sign.